Hey there folks, I'm Photo Dave and this is Toypixx. And as always, if this is your first time on the channel, it's about trying to get better at action figure photography. So it's about helping you guys and, well, really it's also about helping me get better. So with that out of the way, today's video is less about photography, though I do dig taking pics of these things, and more about what might be coming out that I can take pics of. In fact, specifically in this not at all evergreen video, this is about what I hope to see on tomorrow's G.I. Joe Hasbro Pulse livestream. Let's intro this bad boy. I've been a huge G.I. Joe fan since the Real American Hero days. The cartoon got me super stoked to buy the toys, which of course means, well, their tactics worked. Here are some pictures that I even took of some 25th anniversary stuff, just because I love the stuff so much and I can't wait to see what Hasbro shows off tomorrow. And of course, 85's my year. Now, let's get to this list. First up is the Retro Baroness. I want to see her for a very simple reason. I want to see if they're going to give her double elbows and bicep swivel, all that good stuff. I just want to know also kind of how far they're willing to go with this retro look. Are they going to give her a complete 80s makeover? Or is she going to kind of keep the same mold just with new arms? I just want to know. It's going to answer some questions for me. And frankly, you can do most anything with Baroness as far as I'm concerned, provided you keep the red logo, the Cobra logo on her chest, keep her dressed primarily in black, and give her glasses. And it's going to be Baroness. Like I've said several times, I'm not married to the 80s look. I don't need it. But there are certain things, certain callbacks that just make you know a character is who they're supposed to be. And now we have the Crimson Guard, a figure that is on the big-time rumored list, and of course a 1985 figure, which makes them highly desirable for my personal collection. And let's face it, I'm a big fan of the color red, so just having that is awesome. This guy is great for surrounding your Cobra Commander and your Crimson Twins whenever they pop up, kind of out there to protect them, to guard them, if you will. And I like looks from all different eras of G.I. Joe. I don't care where the team takes their inspiration from. I guess the only thing I would say is I'd rather that they didn't take their inspiration from the movies. But yeah, Crimson Guards had a few different looks over the years, not tons, but mostly they've been in red, as they should be, because Crimson Guard. A pair of figures I really want to see tomorrow is the Crimson Twins, Tomax and Zaymot. Really fired up about these guys. I don't know what all Hasbro could do to kind of update them. I'm sure there's plenty. They've been knocking it out of the park lately. But I only really see them in these outfits when I think about them. It's the only thing I really picture them in. Now, they've had other looks, like in G.I. Joe Renegades. I thought that was kind of a cool look. I don't mind if they take inspiration from that. Obviously, the business suit kind of look works for them, to take it back to kind of the Sunbow days. But really, I just want to see these guys. I just think they're going to look great. I honestly don't believe that the classified team, as it currently is, can do much wrong. They're just nailing it on all fronts. Most of the time, I wouldn't be that geeked about these guys, but gotta love what they're doing over there now. And then there was the eel. The eel, another 1985 fan favorite of yours truly, is something I really want to see. They're kind of like the seals for Cobra. And I remember a part in one of the comics years ago where Flint just beat down on a few of them before finally getting beat down by a few of them. Really want to see those guys. And I don't mind if they give him this look too. Gotta love a crazy robotic shark on his back. This guy would be awesome in classified. Like I said, not married to the 80s, not even the original designs. Just take some cues from some of this stuff and then do your own thing, Lenny. These guys are just going to be killer. Look at this. This was the 25th anniversary. The guy just looks amazing. I love the colors. Everything about the eel is rad. And 85. I know. We've already gotten a few Cobra Commanders out there, but they all use the same mold. And I have to say, I'm just not a fan of that mold. It's almost like it's too flat below the neck and above the belt line, you know? I don't know what it is. The Super 7 one, that kind of knocks it out of the park as far as the 80s look, but I'm really a big fan of what they did with Resolute. Look at this thing. That thing is just awesome. The cape and everything else going on. It comes with a huge sword. This would probably be my ideal Cobra Commander if I'm being perfectly honest. So if they took a cue from that, I'd be pretty excited. Now this, everybody keeps saying you can't do hooded. I haven't seen proof that Hasbro just flat out said we're not going to do a hooded Cobra Commander, so I wouldn't mind seeing that. But at the same time, I can also live without it, because if they don't do it, well, I kind of understand why. All right, we've seen half of what I want to see, but now I think I'm going to point out just a little bit what I don't want to see. As a kid, for whatever reason, I totally bought in to the idea of a mass device. I completely bought in to the idea of a weather dominator, but I didn't at all buy into the idea of Serpentor. And when I look back now, I think, okay, the mass device and the weather dominator, those things are still a little far out there. But the Pyramid of Darkness could have happened, and Serpentor feels like that technology is actually progressing. What really jumped the shark way back when to me was Sergeant Slaughter. You just can't throw down with that many bats and be okay. But what cemented the jumping the shark for me with G.I. Joe and made me stop watching the cartoons, though I still dug the figures, was Cobra Law. I know there's a lot of fans of them out there. I'm just not one of them. So if they're revealed, hey, congrats to you guys. But I'm probably going to leave them out of my collection. All right, enough of the negative. Let's get back to the good stuff with Stalker. Stalker's another figure that's rumored to be coming out sometime this year, and he's definitely overdue. You need a Stalker. Everybody needs a Stalker, which sounds really bad, but I digress. I think Stalker's really sweet. He was a guy who had his own unique look way back when G.I. Joe first started, and I wouldn't mind him using any look from any era of Stalker as inspiration. They don't need to stay totally true to any of the looks, but the inspiration would be pretty cool. This one specifically, I never had Stalker early on, but I did get this Stalker with a big white kayak. I love that figure, so I hope they don't start with him, but I do hope that they get to him eventually. Yeah. And now we're at General Hawk, and I have to say, I do hope that Hasbro does this look pretty faithfully. I'm not married to any design or anything, but I'm a big World War II fan, and this General Hawk design just screams General Patton. So that's why I really want to see this one. There's also this bad boy. I believe this was a Pursuit of Cobra version. I thought this was an incredible figure. I was so pumped to see this. It was a totally different take on Hawk, but man, he was always a general that led from the front, and you could totally see it with that figure. And then I had this dude, Hawk with a huge jetpack. Awesome. Give him the rockets, the missiles, give him the crazy gun, all of it. And hey, again, just take inspiration from this stuff, guys. You don't need to do the full thing totally faithfully, but I gotta say, I really dig that design. Oh, Alpine. Do you guys want to know why I dig Alpine so much? Because he was just a funny dude in the cartoon. He just cracked me up. He was a blast. And it never felt forced like it did with so many other characters. It just felt like that's who Alpine was. And I was a big fan of just his characterization in the cartoon. I didn't read enough of the comics to get what characterization was like for him there, but I just really dug who he was in the cartoon. He was a blast, and pretty much any look can work for him. I like the first one. I like this one that was just popped up on the screen. Any of it, as long as he's got his mountain gear, he's good to go as far as I'm concerned. And hey, you can't have Alpine without that crazy knucklehead with the crazy bazooka. What's his name again? Oh yeah, I think I remember it. And here now is the good Mr. Katzenbogen himself, complete with crazy number 14 red jersey. Everybody loves the man. He was just this goofy teddy bear of a character. Everybody loved Bazooka. Now, the one thing we wouldn't want, of course, is rigor mortis Bazooka from Resolute, but hey, I don't think Hasbro would try and sell that kind of figure. I even thought this version of Bazooka was pretty cool. Had kind of a more deep in the, almost in the swamp kind of look. I thought that was all right. I figure Bazooka can carry a bazooka most anywhere and be the guy to make things go boom. And then you've got just kind of this generic bazooka here. I didn't mean generic all that badly. This could be maybe Bazooka before he became a Joe. And then he became a Joe and got to wear a really, really bright red jersey. Ex Delgado, Shipwreck, the man who sounded like Jack Nicholson himself on the old Sumbo cartoon, is definitely due, along with his parrot Polly. I would love to see this version, just the very first, the classic version of Shipwreck, would just have me geeked. And I think they should do these kind of more classic versions first, so the team can really just have fun afterwards, because everybody will be all geeked. For instance, this one, I have to say, I would love this Shipwreck, but I kind of don't want it before I get the other one, you know? And then this Shipwreck, man, this thing just has the big time seal look on it. You do not mess with this dude, and he doesn't look like he needs to be in the water to take you down. Just a big fan, another 85 figure. I can't help but really be excited and geeked to see their version of this guy. So that was 10 things I want to see and one thing I don't want to see. So that was it for today's video, folks. Let me know what you want to see at the live stream. Make sure you comment with that. Like, subscribe to the channel if you're digging the content. Share it if you're really digging the content. And hey, have fun. Happy snapping. See ya.